Welcome back to Recess for Adults, the show that helps you find the play in your everyday. I'm John.
And I'm Maria, and today we are talking about something that is near and dear to my heart, but also getting wildly more complicated.
Oh boy, the U.S. National Parks.
Exactly. We have this romantic idea of just hopping in the car, a thermos of coffee, a map, and hitting the road to see Yosemite or Yellowstone.
The Great American Road Trip.
Right, but that spontaneity, it's kind of becoming a thing of the past. Based on what we're seeing, visiting a popular national park now is less of a spontaneous trip and more of a logistical feat, like planning a military operation.
It really is. You have to be strategic, and a huge part of that is the fact that reservation systems are basically permanent now. They were tested during the pandemic to manage crowds, and, well, the parks liked it.
They're here to stay. We're talking about places like Arches, Rocky Mountain, Glacier, Mount Rainier. You can't just drive up to the entrance gate during peak season anymore. You need a timed entry reservation.
So, how does that even work? If I want to go to Arches in, say, July, what do I do?
Okay, so you have to be ready months in advance. Arches, for example, uses a rolling window. They release tickets 3 months ahead of time in monthly blocks. So for a July trip, you need to be online on recreation.gov, probably on April 1st at like 8 a.m. sharp, ready to click book the second they go live.
Wow, that's intense. It's like trying to get concert tickets for a massive pop star.
It really is. The slots for popular times can be gone in minutes.
But okay, there is a little hope for the, let's call them less organized people among us.
Yes, the procrastinators pass.
Exactly. A lot of these parks release a small number of extra tickets at 7 p.m. the night before entry. So if you're in the area and feeling lucky, you can try to snag one of those. But it's a gamble.
A huge gamble. So, rule number one, plan way, way ahead. And it's not just about getting in, John, it's also about what it's going to cost. There are some massive fee changes on the horizon.
Right. Okay. So this is huge, especially for our international listeners. Starting January 1st, 2026, a new fee structure kicks in. Some are calling it an America First model.
That sounds pointed.
It is. Here's the breakdown. The America the Beautiful annual pass, which gets you into all the parks, for US residents, the price stays the same, $80.
Okay, 80 bucks. That's still a fantastic deal.
An incredible deal. But for non-US residents, that same pass is jumping from $80 to $250.
Whoa, okay, that's more than triple. That's a huge jump.
It's a massive increase, and it gets even crazier. If you're a non-resident and you don't buy that annual pass, there's a new surcharge to get into 11 of the most popular parks. We're talking Zion, Yellowstone, Grand Canyon.
Uh-huh.
That surcharge is $100 per person.
Per person? So a family of four from, say, Germany would pay the regular park entrance fee plus an extra $400 just to get into Yosemite for one day?
That's right. It basically forces international visitors who plan to visit even one or two of those big parks to buy the $250 annual pass.
Wow. Well, on the plus side, I guess the Park Service is modernizing a bit. All the passes will be digital and available on the recreation.gov app, which is convenient.
Yeah, that's a definite plus. And a little bonus for motorcyclists. One pass will now cover two bikes, which is pretty cool.
Okay, so we have to plan months in advance. It's getting more expensive. This all sounds a little stressful for a vacation. But there's a silver lining to all this forced planning, right? It's pushing people towards a new way of thinking about these trips.
Totally. It's this whole philosophy of slow travel, the death of checklist tourism.
Yes, no more trying to do 5 national parks in 5 days.
Right. No more just driving through, snapping a picture of the main attraction from the car window and leaving. It's about avoiding that windshield fatigue.
Windshield fatigue, I love that.
It's a real thing. Slow travel is about actually engaging with the place, spending 3 or 4 days in one park instead of one day in three parks. You actually get to, feel the rhythm of the place.
And it makes the parks more accessible to different kinds of travelers. It's perfect for, like, multi-generational family trips, or for seniors who want what the briefing doc called learning adventures.
Learning adventures.
Yeah, like going to an expert-led astronomy night at the Grand Canyon, or doing a gentle, accessible walk like the Limberlost Trail in Shenandoah instead of some grueling 10-mile hike. It's about a deeper, more nuanced engagement.
And a huge part of that smarter, slower travel is seasonality. You absolutely have to plan your trip for the right time of year. It's not just about crowds, it's about safety and, well, enjoyment.
Oh, 100%. You do not want to be in Death Valley in July.
No, you do not. The Southwest desert parks like Death Valley or Joshua Tree, the best time to visit is late winter or early spring. You avoid that extreme summer heat, which can top 110 degrees.
Right. And then flip that for the Pacific Northwest. You've got a window from about May through October. But even then, if you're planning for late summer like August or September, you have to be flexible because of the increasing risk of wildfires.
Your whole itinerary could get rerouted. Okay, so if we're going to embrace this slow travel mindset, where should we go? The document laid out some really cool regional itineraries that are built for this kind of travel.
Yes, let's talk road trips. The first one is the classic, the Grand Circuit out in the Southwest.
The ultimate.
It really is. It's a 1,200-mile loop that hits Utah's mighty five parks. That's Zion, Bryce Canyon, Capitol Reef, Arches, and Canyonlands, plus the Grand Canyon in Arizona. But the key is the time commitment. You need a minimum of 12 days to do it right.
Minimum. And that time lets you do the slow experiences. Like in Zion, you park your car and you take the shuttle everywhere, which lets you actually look around. You can hop off and do the Canyon Overlook Trail. Or in Capitol Reef, you can go visit the historic orchards in Fruita and literally pick heirloom fruit. How amazing is that?
That's incredible. It's not just about the big vistas, it's about these little unique experiences. Or using a town like Moab as a base camp for a few days to explore arches and canyonlands without constantly packing and unpacking.
Okay, so that's the epic desert trip. For something greener, let's talk about the East Coast option, the Blue Ridge Parkway.
I love the Parkway. It's literally designed to be a slow road.
Totally. It's 469 miles connecting Shenandoah and Great Smoky Mountains National Parks. The speed limit is 45 miles per hour, and there are no stoplights. You are forced to relax and take it all in.
And again, it's about the unique stops. You can visit Mabry Mill, which is one of the most photographed spots on the entire parkway. Or you can dive into the region's musical history at the Blue Ridge Music Center. Listen to some real bluegrass and old-time music.
And you have to use Asheville as a gateway city. The food, the art, the Biltmore Estate. It's a destination in itself. That's a perfect example of blending nature with culture.
Totally. And there are other amazing loops out there too. A huge Pacific Northwest loop through Washington and Oregon, and 3 different loops just for California to see the redwoods, the Sierras, and the deserts. But the principle is the same. Pick a region and go deep instead of wide.
Right. And where you stay overnight is also becoming a bigger part of the trip itself.
This brings us to the soft adventure trend, which honestly, I am here for.
Me too. It's this idea of pairing outdoor access with more, let's say, comfortable accommodations. Think less rustic cabin, more resort with a spa.
Yes, like in Yosemite, you can stay at the historic Super Luxe Ahwahnee Hotel. Or near Zion, there are places like Flanagan's Resort, which is an eco-resort with a full-service spa. You hike all day and then get a massage. It's the best of both worlds.
It really is. But the main logistical tip here is if you want to stay at one of the lodges inside a park, like the Waxahachie Lodge in Sequoia, you have to book it 6 to 12 months in advance. They sell out instantly.
A year in advance. It's wild. The alternative is staying in a nearby gateway town, like Mariposa for Yosemite. You get more options for food and lodging, but you have to factor in that drive time to and from the park each day.
Once again, just comes back to our main theme, planning.
This whole shift, it's not just a trend, it's a necessity. It's about preserving these incredible places from being loved to death.
That's the perfect way to put it. So, the key takeaways for anyone dreaming of a national park trip. First, prepare for those 2026 fee changes, especially if you're visiting from abroad. And download the recreation.gov app now so you're ready.
Second, book everything in advance. Your park entry, your lodging, any specific tours. Get it all locked in months before you go.
And finally, embrace the slowdown. See it as an opportunity, not a hassle. You'll have a much richer, more meaningful, and frankly, more relaxing vacation.
That's what it's all about. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in to Recess for Adults.
Get out there and plan your next adventure. Slowly.